a very good evening to you. You're watching News 9 Digital. I'm Pratibha. Thank you so much for joining me live today. The tensions between India and China have overshadowed India's strained relations with Pakistan over the last few weeks. But that, of course, doesn't mean that Indian agencies are not aware of what's happening at the border with our neighbor Pakistan. Now, of course, Pakistan has a close ally in China, and inputs now suggest that Pakistan has been instructed by China to push large quantities of arms and ammunition into Jammu and Kashmir to sponsor anti-India activity as well as unrest. Now, this development comes, of course, amid the border standoff that's taking place in Ladakh. In fact, these intelligence inputs have also been concurred by the recent seizures that have been made by the security forces in the Union Territory, because most of the weapons that have been recovered have Chinese markings. If this isn't an indication, don't know what could be. Security forces have now increased the anti-infiltration grid along the line of control. And of course, this clearly shows something that many, especially in the intelligence agencies, already knew about: the interference of China in Jammu and Kashmir. To discuss more on this, to get us more details on the same as well as insights, Squadron Leader Bhaskar joins us live. Many thanks for joining us. Firstly, Squadron Leader Bhaskar, would you say this is really a surprise? We do know that China has been a long ally of Pakistan, and this would be the best way to attack India. So China joining hands with Pakistan for creating unrest in Jammu and Kashmir, does that really come as a surprise?
Yeah. It is, Pratibha, it is not exactly a surprise for India. India has been prepared mentally, physically, and in every possible way. But the issue here is just knowing the information is not enough. Only thing is we have to be more prepared, especially with the drone kind of application for delivery of weapons into our territory is, I think, the coolest way for anybody today, because this is the cheapest they can, get down to. Okay, so we know that it is Chinese weapons. We know that is a Chinese supported act from Pakistan side. They are together.
Yeah.
See, we have allies maybe in the form of United States or Russia. Russia is not almost like neutral as it stands today. But US cannot do much here. It's only thing is we have to face it. Only thing is our preparation is not just intelligence alone. We have to intercept these drones. We need equally disruptive way of, intercepting these things, which we need to really focus on as of today.
In fact, Squadron Leader, there is a change in the operation of the Pakistan militants as well over what we have seen over the last few years as well. The new method is to infiltrate terrorists without weapons and send weapons separately by drones or any other means. And this also reduces, of course, the risk of terrorists getting, eliminated in the line of control. So, is that impacting the operations that are taking place, anti-terrorist operations taking place along the border? Because now it might be a bit tougher because new ways are being adopted as well.
Precisely. That's exactly what I was trying to tell you, Pratibha. We got to be innovative. Not just importing weapon is not enough as it stands today. Because nobody ever thought that, drones will be used. Because our opponents, see, from one point of view, we are perfectly ready for any kind of eventuality. That is speaking from the courage, conviction, commitment, skills and weapon systems what we have. We are prepared. But what we have to be worried is our opponents can stoop down to any level. They can pick up any method. Like it happened last time when Colonel Babu and his team, had to go through the whatever they've gone through. Okay, they can stoop down to any level. For that, we got to be prepared, and we have to use innovative, application of what should I say, knowledge or innovative methods to disrupt their dropping of weapons. Unless we do that, just knowing that it's going to happen. Somebody one of the drones can enter from anywhere. It's the easiest way for them. See, the infiltrators can just walk in barehanded, like as if they are some shepherds or somebody as simple as that. And later they can be armed through this kind of a methodologies, which is easiest way for be it China or be it Pakistan. China can keep supplying the weapons as well as drones also, but how we have to counter is, it has to be again very, very innovative and disruptive method. We need to adapt very fast. Otherwise, again, we as India, we as a country, will have to face difficulties in spite of having everything on our side, be it courage, conviction, commitment, skills, weapon systems, anything. But unless we counter mischievous acts or maybe, out of the box negative acts of theirs, okay, sending weapons, Chinese, we know that it's Chinese, but we are, unless we take it on, we can only be saying we are not surprised, but we are being hit.
Yeah. Yeah, and like you said, we know the tensions are only increasing, and we should now also know that the enemy is ready to stoop down to any level, so we should be prepared.
Yes.
But, as per government data as well, the Indian security forces have made multiple recoveries of rifles that are manufactured by the Chinese company Norinco as well. And these weapons are used by the Chinese soldiers, and recently was also gifted to Pakistan Frontier Force as well as part of the CPEC cooperation. So, it now looks like it's becoming a lot more transparent as well. It's much more open that China is backing Pakistan. Now, when we know that we have border tensions with China that are only increasing, there are no signs of de-escalation. Border tensions with Pakistan have been going on for a long time now. So would you say, Squadron Leader, that there's any reason to worry as such, because we are seeing tensions only increasing, and now it looks like China and Pakistan are also openly coming together. It doesn't even look like there's any attempt to play it down anymore.
Yes, we have a reason to worry because they have nothing to lose. They are mischievous lot, okay? From one point of angle, now I think the Chinese president is facing opposition within his own country, within his own party actually. So he has to divert. So how does he do? Which is the easiest and most visible target? They are going against Taiwan also, but Taiwan may not be as visible as India. India is almost just a step away from superpowerdom kind of a issue. So best way to divert is, get into some skirmish with India, and for that, to get a support, they have a puppet in the name of Pakistan. Yeah. Right? Yeah. So India has got every reason to worry because we will be the losers, though we are ready, but for no reason we have to face. Not that the army of China is wanting this situation, nor army means at the lower ranks or mid ranks of Pakistan. So if you go and ask them, question them as a human being, I'm sure they will say, no, we are not interested in this kind of skirmishes. But their military leadership of Pakistan, because to just carry on their own, vested interest, and the Chinese leadership, the communist leadership of China, they are interested in these skirmishes. Yeah. It means this skirmish is forced upon not only India, on their own forces actually. Okay, because the leadership is not going to lose. Yeah, they are gaining. Their interests are being met by, diverting other major issues, be it including COVID, including COVID, which is America is going dead again. Dead after China. Mr. Trump is going dead after China saying that you guys have done it. So this is one way of diverting, and Pakistan military leadership wants this kind of a funny situation, and they'll keep playing to the tunes of China. China can economically sponsor them, weapon-wise they can sponsor them, and Pakistan leadership wants that. Not I don't say, the political leadership, because political leadership doesn't exist today in Pakistan. Okay, it's a military leadership which is literally dictating. Okay, so ultimately we are becoming, I don't say scapegoats, we're too strong to use that word. We are strong enough, we can hit back. But
we're using a lot of resources that we perhaps shouldn't be.
Yes, and the worst thing is, even US cannot intervene at this moment because they have their own issues, because the United States is on its way to elections, and their own Pentagon is in a very disturbed state, if you ask me, because they're worried about if there's a lose or gain of Mr. Trump, will there be a smooth transition? Yeah. Even Pentagon is worried to that extent. So they're they have their own internal issues right away. They may send 1 or 2 ships to go around, that's all. I don't think they can, just like China is getting support from Pakistan as a puppet or whatever it is, we may not be able to get that kind of, even a remote support from USA. Russia is as neutral as it stands today. So ultimately, we are for no reason, we'll be losing. I mean, losing in terms of resources and other things. And, restlessness.
Absolutely.
So we need to, work very hard, especially in terms of, the external affairs ministry has to work, doubly hard to keep this off. To not that we can't fight those enemies, but it will be waste.
Absolutely, and it's extremely saddening as well that during a pandemic like this, when the world is facing such a crisis, we also have to deal with such situations on the border. Squadron Leader Bhaskar, many thanks for joining me live with your expertise on the subject. Of course, this is a situation on ground, and the first step of it is to know that these are the new innovative ways that are being used by Pakistan along the border. There might be new methods that are being used. The backing from China might be getting much, much louder, but of course, our troops on ground are absolutely prepared. We know of the innovative way that the troops in Pakistan or the ISI-backed terrorists might be taking along the border, but we are absolutely prepared. This is a situation that should ideally be avoided completely, but that doesn't seem to be the case. So it's safe to say that the Indian Army is absolutely prepared for it. Any updates on the same, we'll keep you posted on that. Thank you so much for watching this video. Do let me know in the comment section as well what you think of the situation on ground. Thank you so much for joining. Take care.